I could just see you like at the front door in the morning, like, hey, welcome in, everybody. Come on
Have my
in.
slippers on and my cup of coffee and shit.
Full robe. Come on in.
The Swedish fish are now on aisle 6, as they were on aisle 5 previously.
Yeah. No Reese's. I cleaned them out. All right. Episode 87 of the Fair Enough podcast.
There's a lot of great 87s.
Gronk. Gronk episode.
Or the Crosby episode.
Oh, shit. Yep.
Or the Eric Decker episode. Come on, dude. The white boy.
Oh, the boy. The most handsome man to ever play football. We talk a lot about handsome men on here. That guy's a good-looking cat.
Top
Number
3.
87, Eric Decker.
Yeah, he is a handsome. I mean, Travis Kelce's 87.
Oh, yeah. He's been in the news lately. Can't remember
Just
for
a
what.
little bit. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that guy.
There's got to be. We need one good obscure 87.
All right.
Dig deep in the cerebellum for that one. Was Martellus Bennett ever 87?
No. I think he was 83 forever.
For the Bears? Yeah, I think 83. I think you're right.
So, I want to say... Yep, I got it.
Hit me.
Keenan McCardell, number 87 for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's another person. Who was the last person that you said that I didn't know existed that you were like, yeah, he was a dog?
Lee Evans?
Yeah, Lee Evans, not a real person. This guy, also not a real person.
What? Oh, my God.
I got a good one. Quintez Cephas from the Detroit Lions was number 87. Shout out to the boy. He was he's a Big Ten dude out of Wisconsin.
87. Let's get one more.
Get one more good one.
Who is 87? There's got to be so many 87s.
Mm-hmm. Every tight end.
Every tight end, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
What was,
While Mike's thinking, if you're watching on YouTube, I am on the ground in my girlfriend's new apartment. That is why my background is weird, but the ground's actually nice. I kind of like this for the pod. It's a little bit more casual. I got my mason jar of wine. Living my best life today.
I like how far away you are from the camera. I like how far away you are.
I like that too. I don't know why.
I like that you could see like your whole torso. Like, because if you were wearing a fire ass shirt, like, you know,
it'd be dope.
You can't
Yeah, but I'm just wearing like the.
This is kind of like the fucking stay-at-home dad pod. That's what it feels like.
That is kind of what it feels like.
It's the vibe. You got like a Sunday dad shirt on too.
Oh, that's 100% what it is. The waffle shirt is a Sunday dad shirt through and through. The second it gets cold, waffle shirts are out. That's a good dad play.
Yep.
Because, you know.
Long johns are on.
Yeah, it can hide the gut a little bit too, you know? Like a waffle shirt just can be a safe shirt.
Waffle shirt dad? That's a good dad.
That's a good dad.
Waffle shirt mom, on the other hand, that's a bad mom.
Yeah. Yeah. She smokes in the house.
Could be the move.
Just take the whole skit. Nobody will know.
All right. Bob in Detroit, Jack in Detroit. Well, where the fuck am I? Bob in Lansing. Shout out to all the Lansing listeners. Jack in Detroit, Michael in Chicago. Right off the get-go here. We're going to do a little football today. We're going to do, we have like a couple of hypotheticals. One of them is actually like a Mr. Beast thing that was going around on Twitter. But we'll talk a little bit of football. I also might want to talk enemies at the end of this thing, and we'll get more into that. But I want to throw this at you guys right now because my favorite podcast is the Dog Walk guys, the Chicago guys from Barstool. And they were talking about how the months are all off weather-wise right now. And I couldn't agree more. So think about it. Like right now, it's October. Today's Wednesday we're recording. It's October 4th. It was like 82 degrees today.
Mm-hmm.
And like when we were kids in October, it was cold. I thought. I could be wrong, but I thought that it was like, all right, we're transitioning hard into fall in early October. And it just kind of seems like November is now October, and like August is September. Like everything's fucked up and going the wrong way. So
Yeah.
what Chief said, Barstool guy, he said maybe we should double up on January for 1 year just to reset the months. So for 1 year, we'd go January 31 back to January 1, and then we'd go February, March, April. Like we'd do everything normal after that, but we'd reset the months. And so then in March, it would be like April. So we might get like a 6 St. Patrick's Day where it's a little bit warmer. And then in October, it truly is a little bit colder. August is still hot, but at the end, it's like a little bit cooler because we're moving in September, like how it used to be. So what would you think if we had to do a double January to reset the months? Is that horrible, or would you be able to survive that?
Why would you have to do a double January?
That's another thing I was thinking about. Is there a better month to double up?
Yeah, all the months that aren't fucking January.
You
January
think?
is arguably the worst month of the year.
Yes, I agree.
Where it's like, why would you double up on that? Even if it's not the same weather, why would you want to just have to keep saying January for another 30 days?
Dude, there are so many problems that come out of this. How do you schedule anything? What if you buy a concert ticket for January 7th and they're like, "Oh no, the second January 7th."
Well, this
You
is
know?
yeah, I mean, that would be fucked. You're right.
Or like any sort of documentation. January 14th the 1st.
Yep.
We're like, I don't know.
You
This
just put
gives me a nightmare.
just 2 in parentheses next to January 2.
Yeah.
Like this month is January the 2nd. It's the 14th of the 2nd.
Okay. That checks out.
It's J1, J2, dude. Get figure it
J1,
out.
J2. But you're right. Maybe but I like the idea of January just because it's like, all right, now we're officially resetting everything moving forward. Not that like doing it in June would be the same thing because we'd still be resetting for next year, and that's the ultimate goal. But that would like automatically reset the year that you're in, and it would move everything. I would think in a positive way. It could like fuck up some things for sure, but
I, I mean, in reality, time is time. So you'd have to just do everything. You just no, it would doesn't make it. That just doesn't make any sense. Obviously, this is never a thing. But
are you sure? We might have to reset it, dude. It's fucked
dude,
up right
I've
now.
been bro.
What if it's
First
hot
of
in
all,
November?
I've been saying for the last like 5 years that this is what's going on. Like, and I've been noticing this for years. Like that fact that none of it makes sense. Make it make sense again. Like that's where we need to be. But it's like the weather sucks, and then people are like, "Oh, I don't get it." It's like, dude, well, you got shorts on in October still. It's weird. Like,
Yeah.
I've been saying this for years, so I'm with you. But I mean, obviously, hypothetical. I think January is the shittiest month. Fuck that. Do the short month twice. See
Do
how it goes.
February
Do
twice?
February twice. See how it
Oh,
goes.
I think
Maybe
February is worse.
maybe bring a leap year in there. So then it's an extra day, but it's not a full month. You know, a 29th day, and then and let's see where you're at from there. If you
See where
need
you're
a
Dude,
at.
couple extra
Post.
days,
this
yeah.
would fuck us up bad. Like all the solstice and stuff, everybody's birth charts, you'd be knocked down a peg on your birth chart.
What do you
Jack,
mean?
you're really well. Everyone would be 30 days older than they really are. Then
Right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what's another 30 days?
So like my birthday will now be in October instead of November.
no,
No.
Yes.
You'll still celebrate your birthday on
on the day the
November
8th.
8th.
But
Yeah.
I'll be 22 and 1 month.
Well,
Yeah.
think about
So
all the February 29th birthdays. They celebrate their birthday once every 4 years, and like they do that. Like, oh, I'm only 6, but I'm really
Yeah, the
fucking
worst bit
24.
ever.
the
Yeah, but
people
it's
that
like
it's
that's you. That's everybody.
yeah, the people that it's really boning are the people that would turn 21 that year because they'd have to wait an extra month before.
Yeah.
Like they'd basically have 13 months in the year and they'd be like, this sucks.
Well, bro, I
Well,
was thinking about that too. What if you doubled up December? Do you go back to back Christmas?
That's the thing is I don't think you'd I mean Christmas people probably would. People would probably do 60 days of Christmas
It
if
would
we doubled
probably,
up
yeah.
December. See, like even in January, I think everybody would do New Year's again on the 1st.
Yeah, I think you have to.
How good of an excuse would that be, too? Like, I'm not going to the gym yet. I'll wait for the next January. Like, I got a month to really get my shit together, you know? All those resolutions get pushed back. You could even try some resolutions in the preseason January. And if you don't like those in the regular season January, you switch that shit up.
This actually is making a lot of sense.
Now we're kind of going in the right direction here.
I do not hate this. I
Yeah.
don't.
And maybe like, all right, so we don't really have white Christmases anymore because it only snows in fucking January. Now you get your white Christmas again because December will technically be January.
This conversation is making me feel so dumb right now. I'm losing brain cells.
But you get
about
what I'm
we're-
saying, Mike? You
1,000,000%. I've gotten it from the start. I have nothing to add to it. I physically cannot think of anything to say that would not make me dumber if I said it out loud right now. And I'm just letting you ramble on. I love it. I think the weather stinks. I think we just get rid of months and just fucking have one long fucking day. Get rid of it all.
I like that.
Hey, it's
Just-
dark. It's dark now. It's
Yeah,
not
all right,
dark.
time for bed.
Yeah. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Like,
Yeah, it's warm. Must be July.
I remember back in my day, this was called July. Now it's
Yeah.
just Tuesday.
The world would be so fucked if Mike ever got some power.
Oh,
No months. We're not doing months anymore. Everybody'd be like, what do you mean we're not doing months? We're not doing them. I'm sick and tired of it.
dude. Yeah. I mean,
Just
also,
numbers. Dude, I've thought
seasons
about
are
that
tough, too.
previously.
What?
What? Seasons or me?
You.
Oh. Why don't we just have numbers for the days?
Just 1 to 365?
Exactly. It'd be so much easier.
Has anybody ever done that? Like past civilizations? Like, has that had to have been the first guy wasn't like, let's break this up into 12. Like, they had to one. Like, the first guy.
No.
Imagine that. Like, that guy, like, that should be a fucking bit. Like, that guy going to the table with everybody and be like, all right, so here's what we're going to do. We're gonna
Yeah.
break this thing down into fucking 12 different segments. Everybody's like, why?
Well,
why
they used to
12?
do it just by seasons, I think. It was a seasonal thing.
Yeah. I think it went, it had to have been initially like, oh, this feels like it did a lot. Like when January came back around, you're like, I felt this before. It might have this about 365 times ago.
Mhm.
This is 1 year.
It was freezing.
This is
today.
I remember this again. Like I remember I was there. And then
That
they
was-
were like, all right, we have years now. And they're
Yep.
like,
It took one guy freezing his nuts off,
Yeah.
and then he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this never happens again." And then it happens the next year, and he's like, "Fuck,
fuck!
this is gonna keep happening."
But dude, even if I were to go back and have this knowledge, I don't even think I could convince anybody. It's like that question that Theo Von got asked on Cut, where it was like, if you went back to the Roman Empire with a fully charged iPhone, do you think you
No
could take
chance.
over Rome?
No.
No,
And he was like, "Nah, they'd probably call me gay and beat me."
Bargatze does a whole bit on
yeah,
that. where he's like-
Bargatze's bit is so
he's
good on
like-
that.
He's like, I could go back with this phone and be like, look, I got this phone. And they're like, well, what is it? He's like, I don't know. I don't even know how to make it, how it works. He's like,
Yeah,
I just got,
exactly.
like,
They're like,
he's
oh,
like,
well,
I
how
wouldn't
does
be
it
able to do
do that?
anything.
And he's like, something with satellites. Like, I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Well, what's a satellite? I don't know. He's like, I don't know. Like, it's just, no chance.
He essentially explained that if he went back in time, knowing everything that he does now, he thinks he'd just come out like
He'd
the
make
same.
no difference.
Yeah,
the
he'd
world would be
just
the
be the
exact
same.
same. Yeah.
Which I don't know if I would make very much of a difference either. I mean, other than
Yeah.
gambling and shit that I know is going to
Yeah.
happen and me betting on it, that's the only difference that I could make.
Yeah. Overall, I think I would provide nothing.
You'd just be an ideas guy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, dude, we should do fucking FaceTime. And they'd be like, how do
Yeah.
we do that? You'd be like, I don't know, but we should get some guys on it.
So
I know
I
that.
can break it down for you. I just don't know how to put it into practice. There's some mirrors and some cameras. Well, what's a camera? I don't know. We're gonna figure that out. Okay.
We're gonna get
We're
there.
gonna do this thing together, but we're gonna call it a camera. And it's gonna be the biggest brand's gonna be Micon instead of Nikon.
Yeah, just everything. Yeah, like Lugal from
Yeah,
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Exactly.
The one thing he changes.
Yeah. Fuck.
But
man.
yeah, so we'll get going on that. We'll get the double January happening. Let's
I do think the
go.
weather needs to relax though. I think it needs to just chill the fuck out. Or the Midwest needs to just be fucking they need to figure the Midwest out. Because I know that no one else is having these problems.
No, everybody else's weather is the same all the time.
Yeah, ours is Or like I feel like the East, it's more you're like, hey, you're still getting these cold ass winters, and we're just
Yep.
like, well, when is it gonna come? And then
Right.
it fucking Donald Trumps and comes, and it's
Right.
like, I'm gonna come. We're like, what?
And then it's here.
Yeah.
Well, fall
fucking
now.
wrong.
Fall is a myth now. Fall
Yeah,
is something that used to exist. It doesn't exist anymore. Now it's
Yeah.
82 degrees, and then the next day it's snowing, and that's just kind of how it
Yeah.
is. And it sucks because
Yeah.
fall used to be the best.
Fall used to be a whole ass cliff. Now fall is just like a step.
Yep.
And
You're
you're
like,
like,
oh,
oh,
we're
sick.
here. This sucks. It's February
Yeah.
again. How did that happen?
Yeah, it's the fucking worst.
Yep. Yeah, I was sweating my bag off. Took the dogs for a walk. Like, it's fucking October 4. Give me a brisk chill. That's all I ask. A brisk chill in the air. I want to go when I walk outside. That's it.
It is supposed to be below 50 in like 2 days. So, I mean,
Well, I'll tell you what,
you
Mike.
know,
They're
what?
like a month and 4 days late because September's supposed to be fall, so they can fuck off.
All right, I'll give you that.
I say they, and I'm talking about big weather. Whoever's putting that together.
Tom Skilling needs to figure it out.
Yeah, Al Gore and who's the not the small chick, but the young chick, Greta Thunberg.
Oh yeah, old Greta.
How come they parade when it comes to like climate change, which is like something that I think is probably happening at this point? I think we can knock up. Why do we run out the worst people for that? Like, we just get bad reps for the climate change. That's why the movement's not happening. They have nobody believable coming in. Send Tom Brady in with like a couple of graphs. People be like,
Seriously.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Send Tom and Giselle in. It don't matter. Somebody.
Oh yeah, send them both. Pissed off at each other, send them in.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, let's do this Mr. Beast thing. Jack, do you want to read this tweet off for us? And then Mike will get a little bit of the context. Everybody else will get the context too.
Yeah. Okay. So he tweeted on the 29th, like 5 days ago. He said, I messed up. I bought a random grocery store and told a random person I'd give him $10,000 every day he lives in it. It's been weeks and he shows no signs of ever leaving. I'm going to go broke. Hilarious.
Burn it down.
Thoughts on this,
What?
Mike? I feel like Mr. Beast just really fucked up here and didn't realize that a grocery store has a lot of stuff that can help you live in it.
Yeah. I mean,
Like-
at the end, my thing is burn it down. Tax fraud. Get
Mhm.
your money back on it. Guy's gone.
You're right.
Bingo.
What do you do with the family?
He's got a family?
He's got I'm sure people know about him. This isn't like he's like,
mean-
all right, I'm going to find a recluse and I'm going to put him in this grocery store.
I mean, why wouldn't you? I think that'd make more sense. And also, fuck the
You
family.
only do
for
this if this
freeloading.
guy has no loved ones.
Yeah.
It's bananas.
Mike's taking this not the way that I thought it was going to go. Mike, I was thinking like, how long could you survive in a grocery store? Mike's like, how do we kill this guy and get our money back?
I didn't say you're gonna murder him. You can give him a tip that, hey, it might be really hot in there tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You should be like part of Mr. Beast's Secret Service. Like
Listen,
you're his guy at this point. You're like, how do we get your money back, Mr. Beast? I got you, dog. We're gonna fucking go
yeah,
get me some matches. Go get me a little lighter fluid. I'm gonna take
yeah.
care of this for you.
It's a gas leak. Okay. If you want me to tell you how many days I can live in a grocery store for 10 rack a day, all
Mhm.
of the days, the rest of the days, I can live in that grocery store.
Yeah, but you're not good by yourself. I'm not good by myself either.
Well, you just said, what about the family? Bring the family. What the fuck are
Oh,
we
you
talking
can't bring
about?
the family, Mike. That's the whole point of it. You have to be in there alone.
You just
How
said, what
long?
about the family?
Yeah, I said, what about the family? Because you're killing this guy off. So his family's going to ask where he's at. What happened to this guy? And
I
Mr.
thought you meant
Beast
the
is like, I don't know. Mike took care of him.
I thought the family was in the store with them.
No, you don't get any family.
Oh, I mean, 10 racks a day. I mean, I'm lasting at least a year, no doubt.
No way. I bet you don't last. I bet you wouldn't last 6 months.
Dude, are you out of your fucking mind? Do you know how
Mike, you're
much
not
money?
lasting 6 months. Yes, I know how much money that is, but you would go crazy. You would.
Dude, what? Yeah, probably. But guess what? Is it like a Walmart where there's like TVs and shit in there?
Yeah, we could say that. It's your typical Walmart Meijer superstore where, yeah, there's TVs. You could set up the PS5. You could set that shit up.
Yeah, I mean, dude, and it's like, are you making me sleep in the fucking chip aisle, or can I fucking make a little bed in the back? You
Mm-hmm.
know, like obviously this guy's not torturing him. He's not making him sleep on the linoleum.
No, you get the full setup. It's like it's a full like Home Alone type of situation.
Oh yeah, I'm lasting a year, no doubt.
You're not. There's just
Can I
no way.
leave it all for work or no? Or
No, you
this is
can't
my
leave
job?
for work. This is, of course, your job. You're getting
Like,
10K a day. That's sick.
do I get this like go outside at all?
No, you're in the grocery store for good.
Oh, that's okay. That's a little intense. If it
You
was
can
like
go.
jail where I
Yes, you
got
can
like some
go
yard
outside.
time.
You can go outside in the garden area.
Okay, enjoy the
So you do
smell
have
the
that.
roses a little bit. Okay,
Yes, you do
yeah,
have that.
I think I can push it. I can definitely do 6 months. I would
Uh,
jerk off so much
Well, yeah, no
and
shit.
just sleep all day. I would be fat as fuck, but I'd be like, I'd have 3 million in the bank by the end of the year.
See, I think that would be the biggest problem. Is I would come out such a fat slob.
And also, is he able to just eat whatever he wants?
I think that's another problem. Is you're gonna have to move some shit into the freezers. Because, like, you're going to want your ground beef and all that stuff. They only have so much in the grocery store at one time. Whatever you walk in, that's what you that's the inventory you got to work with. The bread and stuff, you got 2 weeks with that. After that, you're breadless. So you better get cooking on that rice.
Hold on, this guy's not like, hold on. I'm so confused. This isn't like an active working grocery store?
Where,
There's
like,
not,
other
there's
people are
not,
coming in.
yeah,
No,
there's not like patron.
that was the wrinkle that I wanted to throw in next.
Okay, if there were people coming in and out, I'm there for a year. If they're restocking, I'm there for a year. Easy money.
Yeah, no.
You're talking about like he bought what's left of the grocery store, and then said, "Hey, 10 racks a day, survive."
I'm saying, yes, this is like, literally think about somebody dropped a fully stocked grocery store
Okay.
and then just walked away and you're in it and nobody else is visiting. That's just whatever is in it. That's what you get. So you get like the fully stocked shelves of bread. Those are probably going to be good for 2 weeks.
You
You
can
get,
freeze bread, first of all.
you can freeze bread, but how long is it good for? I have no idea. I'm not a bread. That's a grandma thing. I'm not a bread freeze guy. Never been on one of those.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you freeze all the meat, and that's what's going to help you a lot. And rice is going to help you a lot. Veggies, you're fucked. Fucked.
Yeah, I mean,
Outside of the frozen, the bags.
Who needs fucking produce anyway, dude? Just all protein and carbs.
You're right.
That's it, dude. I don't know. I think, okay, that's a whole different thing. Because I thought it was like this dude is just living in a jewel while people are coming to do their grocery shopping.
No, that would suck. I'm not making it very long if that's the case. I think
Well, as
that
long
makes
as
it
it's not-
worse.
if it's not 24 hours, I mean, you can always. I think that would be like the grocery store around my house fucking closes at 12 o'clock midnight. So it's like, yeah, I'm alone after that.
Yeah, that's not bad. I could just see you like at the front door in the morning, like, "Hey, welcome in, everybody. Come on
Have my
in."
slippers on and my cup of coffee and shit.
Full robe. Come on in.
Yeah.
I'm making 10K today. What are you guys
Yeah, I'd
doing?
be like, the Swedish fish are now on aisle 6
Yeah, you're helping
as
out.
they were on aisle 5 previously.
Yeah. No Reese's. I cleaned them out. You have to restock those.
Yeah, I don't know where they keep going.
Yeah, that'd be wild. I hope this dude makes it to like that. I mean, you gotta at least make it to 100K, right?
Yeah, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why the fuck would he ever do that?
Gotta make it 10 days.
Like,
I don't know.
I
That's the
know,
kind
like,
of shit that he does.
I know, yeah, he does put like millions of dollars into videos to pretty much like break even and shit, but it's like, dude, you're fucking dumb. Like, that's stupid. That's a dumb video concept.
Another thing that he tweeted on the same day, and he posed this question: would you spend 100 days in this room with a random stranger for 500 grand? The door is unlocked. If one of you leaves before day 100, you both lose. And it's just like a normal ass fucking room. There's not much to it.
No, no chance I can do that.
100
no way.
days with a stranger.
No
Just
chance.
and there's no like that's the terrible part about this room is that there's no sectioned off areas. It's just like a 50 by 50 space where you're just like chilling.
No, Gator needs his space. I can't be.
Yeah.
And it's not even the like stranger part. It's just the no, like being I want that's also like like if I get some yard time, that's one thing, but having
Yeah.
to stay in there 100 days, no way, I'd kill myself.
That would be horrible. I think that would be really bad.
I couldn't stay in the same room 100 days with the person I love the most on this planet.
Just locked in the one room. You couldn't do it.
You know what I mean? No
I
way.
know what you
100
mean, yeah.
days? That's crazy, dude. That's a lot. I don't think I can do that with anybody I know.
That is a long
Unless it
fucking
was
time.
like somebody who was like couldn't talk. Like they're just mute.
That's a good wrinkle. A mute.
Like I mean no talking, no noise, like ripped out vocal cords, MacGruber style. Like nothing. Like I'm not.
No, yeah. So like essentially you want to be in there like you're like if I could be in there with a dog, that would be fine. I mean, that's essentially what you're saying. Like
Dude, blind, deaf, and dumb. Give me that, maybe.
Okay.
Give me Helen Keller.
I don't know if I'm doing it. I don't know if I'm doing
chance.
it either.
I wouldn't even try it. There's no point because I know I wouldn't make it. I'd make it maybe like 4 days, and then I'd be like, I'm out, guy.
I'd give it a shot. You think you could do it, Jack?
Hell yes, for 100 grand, I'm doing that shit easy.
It's not 100, it's 500.
Oh, 500? Oh.
Yeah. Sold.
Scratch what I said before.
You're not doing it anymore.
No. Now he's only gonna offer me 100 though.
Yeah, he is. He's like, I heard what you said, dog. You're getting 100.
Yep.
Speaking of offering somebody and someone saying some dumb shit, today we interviewed somebody at work, and we told him what the starting pay was, and he said, I do think that's fair. I think that's actually quite high for the league minimum. And we were like, yeah, we're trying to whatever. And he said, I'd be willing to even start at a lower rate. And then as I showed my worth, you guys can, up my pay after that. And I was like, I looked at my director and I said, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, he just said, our president was like, this is how much it is. Are you okay with that? Is that something that would, coincide with what you're looking for? It's like, yeah, dude. Yeah. You should be fucking champing at the bit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll take whatever.
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard. He's negotiating down.
down.
Imagine you turn down a job because you're like, that's a little bit more than I was
It's
looking
a
for.
lot.
Yeah. Like
Sounds like a lot of
what?
taxes and things.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I can handle this type of pressure.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get right into that 5-bedroom
Yeah.
house. I'm not just
It's
trying to
like,
jump right
yeah.
in. I'm trying to live in a couple of shitty places
Yeah.
first.
It's like I wanted to be the backup quarterback to begin with. Like I
Yeah.
didn't wanted like a
Did,
Blue Mountain State situation going on. I didn't want all this responsibility right away.
did you guys hire this guy immediately? I would have been like, yeah, dude, we'll pay you $1 a
Well,
day. Come on
he,
in, do your shit, and we'll see where it goes.
I mean, he also wasn't exact. I mean, he wasn't the worst person I've ever talked to, but he, I don't know if he's gonna. They might hire him, but I don't want to hire him.
He's not going to be in the president's club or anything like that.
No, he didn't even graduate high school, which not that that's a big deal, but like it shows something, you know.
More reason to
That's
not
kind of
negotiate down.
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
and that's kind of a big deal. That's the easiest one to do. That's
No,
right
for
above
sure.
middle school.
Like that, yeah, you don't even have to try to get through high school. Like you literally just gotta be there and you get through high
Right.
school. And you barely even have to be there. I know people that did it without even being there at the time.
Yeah.
Crazy, weird, wild stuff.
Ready to get into football?
Sure.
Let's do it. I don't have one thing that I wanted to have were our division winners. I don't have those because they're in my other notebook. But I wanted to kind of go back over the landscape of the league. But first, we got to start with our own teams.
Do we really? I mean, why?
I mean, because
Why?
I just want because it's important.
Is it
Even
important?
when you're on the even when you're I know that this is just such a tough conversation. Even when you're in the position that you are and you're talking to somebody that lived in that position until literally 8 minutes ago, basically. 27 years of my life, I was bent over a fucking barrel, and the Lions and the Fords and everybody else was just giving it to us. Giving it to us. And now finally things are maybe turned around. We're only 4 games into the season, so we'll fucking see. But talk to me about whether or not Matt Eberflus is going to get fired if they lose this Redskins game tonight.
Well,
for those listening,
they said that yeah, but to me, I don't get the point
of firing him,
right now. Yeah,
you don't get it.
nope.
You don't think it makes the team better or worse, really?
I definitely don't. I don't think. Yeah, I don't. I don't know if it does or not. But my thing is like, for one, look at the Lions last year, right? Where did they go? 1-7, and they won 8 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
To end the year, whatever the fuck, or 1-8 and then won 8 in a row.
Yep, they went 8-2 to finish the season.
Yeah. So, for one, you can always turn it around. Do I think this team could? No. Do I think that they can have a respectable second half of the season? Yes.
Mhm.
Also, I feel like why not just let them go down? Let the Fields Eberflus thing, like let them go down with the ship. Unless you're trying to hold on to the hope of Fields, that's one thing, I guess. But if it's just kind of like, hey, this has run its course. We have 2 chances at Caleb Williams. I know he's out here already talking about how he'll stay in college because the NIL is going to give him more money. He pretty much can dictate where he goes, yada, yada, yada. But also at the end of the day, if you fucking go, hey, Caleb, who do you want to play for? And then you say, oh, he says, oh, I want this guy. All right, I'm going to go get him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just think you let it go down. I think you let the ship sink altogether. And then then you restart next year. What's the point of the guy has had nothing but problems, and I don't really think any of them have been that self-inflicted. I think the first game or two, the play calling was a little but I mean, last week it was just purely, once again, it was Justin Fields. I know he played a phenomenal game, probably his best overall passing game of his career. I mean, most yards. But guess what? You're up 28-7 or whatever it was, 28-14. You fumble the ball without getting touched, and the guy picks it up, takes it to the crib, and then you go for it on fourth down, don't get it, and then Denver takes on whatever, they win the fucking game. It's
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, like, what is Eberflus gonna do? Your fucking OC is fucking doing whatever, or DC is doing whatever the fuck he's doing. He steps down. You got nothing but drama in the fucking locker room with like Claypool and all this shit. It's like, do I think he's doing a bad job? Yeah. Do I think he's getting dealt the deuce 7 offsuit? Also, yes.
Yeah.
You
I get
know,
that. I mean, the guy has had absolutely nothing to work with. And yeah, I mean, them losing that game last week, and I never believed this before until Campbell and Brad Holmes came in. But that's like losing that way is like a culture thing, and having the right guys in the locker room that just know how to win in the NFL. And it's a weird, like, dumb thing to say when you're saying it out loud, and it sounds dumb, but I really believe that, like, if your team actually believes that they're going to, like, win and close out and shit on people and step on people's throats, then they'll fucking do it. Like, if that's just the norm, they'll do it, but you have to instill that. And I just don't think whatever Eberflus and Poles and, like, they don't have the guys to instill that. They're bringing in right pieces like DJ Moore, like, guy that not necessarily has one, but he's a veteran in this league, and he's going to listen and also help guys go in the right direction. But, like, they just need more guys like that to come in and
yeah,
help the
but
team win the tough games, and especially in a division where the next couple of years, like, the Bears, if the Bears can get the right guys, like, if they can get a Caleb Williams, like, they could really fucking take off. Because the Pack might be down for a minute, the Vikings might be down for a minute. Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know, and I really don't. I don't even give a fuck. I really don't. I want to just see competitive football, which we did last week. That's cool.
Hmm.
But I don't know how many times I need to see Justin Fields have a chance to win the game at the end of the year, or at the end of the game, and blow it. I mean, I think he's had over the fucking, what is it, 14 losses in a row or whatever. I think he's had a chance to win the game. Starting back to that fucking game against the Lions last year, it was like middle of the season. They were up. They were beating the fuck out of the Lions. Lions came
Yep.
back. He had a chance to come down and win the game, and he didn't. And it
Mhm.
happened like 4 times last year, and then another. It's like, he doesn't have it, dude. Like, I don't know. I wish he did. He doesn't have that absolute killer, and
Yeah.
it shows time and time again when it's either some stupid ass interception or some fucking fumble where he doesn't get touched, like on some Daniel Jones shit. And it's
Right.
like, the guy, Daniel Jones is another example. He's a fucking player. He'll put up some gaudy numbers. He'll put his body on the line. He'll do everything he has to do, but then just makes the dumbest mistakes all the time, whether
Yeah.
they're fucking forced or not forced, or a good defensive play or not a good defensive play. I'm just tired of watching it, and I'm sick of everyone blaming everything, and I'm out on Fields now. I really am. It sucks because I want to be so in on him, but he's just not good. He's
You
just
think the
not good.
city is kind of like everybody's kind of taking that stance at this point, where it's like, all
Well,
right, it's
well,
time. Obviously, like, it sounds like they're very loudly tired of Eberflus, but
I think that the head coach gets, obviously, the head coach and the quarterback always get the most scrutiny, right? And when you got a young talent who was so successful in college, he's young, got great feet. You just kind of want to believe, and you want to just like assume that they're gonna figure it out.
mhm,
But it just happens so rarely in the league that it's like, I feel like maybe we got to start pointing fingers at the right people. Um, and it's like, even just like, oh, how he comes out and he's like, oh, I need to be able to play looser. Do you think the coaching has anything to do with this? Well, yeah, that's why I'm playing so robotic. It's like, yes,
right,
he's right, and he's just speaking from the heart, and I get that. But also, it's like, well, maybe because you haven't shown a goddamn reason for any of these coaches to let you let it fly, or to let you
right.
play loose, or to let you fucking do shit. I don't know. Where are we at?
It's a
It's
chicken or the
depressing to
egg
even,
type of
yeah,
thing.
It really is. It's depressing to fucking talk about because it's like you said a couple weeks ago, where it's like this was like the most hype Bears fans have been in legit since the year we went to the playoffs. Like, or
Mhm.
after we went to the playoffs, we're like, oh no, this is bad, dude. It's like fuck. I think we'll
Yep.
squeak out a couple wins. We're not gonna go 0-16 or anything, but it's gonna be close. It's gonna
Yeah.
be close.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I think the division being weak helps.
We
Like I
have an
think you
easy
guys could.
schedule. We have an
Yeah.
easy schedule. That's why we'll win a game or two, but it's gonna be close.
And the NFL right now is just kind of fucking weird, man. Like nobody is like outside of the Niners, nobody's really like grabbing the bull by the horns and through 4 weeks at least it doesn't seem that way.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think people are sleeping right now. I think people are making it seem like KC, Philly,
Mhm.
Buffalo, like that
Mhm.
they're not it. It's like, well, what do you mean they're not
Buffalo's
it?
Buffalo's
Coming
making a
on.
push now.
Their
Yeah. I
last two
mean,
games have been really good.
I think Josh Allen right now is completing 75% of his passes. So, I mean, if that guy keeps that up, put the
Yeah.
league on fucking
And
notice.
I mean, what do you expect when fucking Aaron Rodgers goes down? You know that defense was gonna get up. Like that was like fate, like where it's like
Yep.
fuck, they're gonna win for this guy. But like they played awesome. I mean,
The-
Casey
I
lost a
I think
fucking
the
nail
Bills
biter.
needed that.
Oh, for sure.
I
Like,
think
hey,
the Bills needed that, like kicking
yeah,
the sack right away to start
yeah,
the year, because ever since then they've been fucking
yeah,
riding at full go. Like they
yeah.
are
You're not
moving
going
at
undefeated. And
no.
it's like like Casey, they've had some weird like midlife growing pains, but
Hmm.
it's like their only losses to another 3-1 team by 1 point
Right.
because of, and not nothing against the Lions, but because of some absolute mental miscues on offense. You know what I mean? Where it's like
Yep.
you catch one of those balls, you got a chance, shit like that, where it's like, they're a couple plays from being 4-0.
Hmm.
The Lions just can't seem to fucking beat the Seahawks. But other than that, they seem really fucking good. Like, I don't know why people are downplaying some of these good teams. I think the Lions just don't get any respect in general. But like KC, Philly, I know they only beat like Washington's frisky, like Big Cat says. They're
Washington
frisky,
is
you know?
frisky, dude.
Like it's like
Sam
they're
Howell's been
fun.
balling.
Yeah, it's like, but they're 4-0, dude. Like, what? Why are we? How are we not talking about them as like a team? Um, but the NFC or the AFC fucking East or whatever is dog shit, or whatever the fucking Bengals game. They're so
The
that
North,
division is, the North is so bad, dude.
yeah, it is outside of the Ravens, and I don't even know if the Ravens are
And I
good
don't
yet.
think they're good, but
I don't think they are either.
what have I been saying for the last 2 years, Bob? That Cincinnati ain't it, son.
You have been saying it. You have been saying it, and I still, and I think a lot of people were on this bandwagon. Well, not even a bandwagon, but just this thought process. Even last week was like, all right, like this is the week that they get it right, and I bet against them for that reason because, like in my head, I was like, all right, I think they get it right this week, but I'm probably gonna be fucking wrong. And sure
Yeah,
enough, Tennessee pumps them, and it's like,
pump
damn,
them.
dude, like they
Yeah.
really just can't get it together because Tennessee, nobody in the AFC South is any good. I could promise you that.
That, you know what? The funny part about that division is that's a fun little division to watch right now.
Oh yeah, I think the Texans are gonna fuck around and win that division.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, that's a division right now. I think everyone is 2-2. No?
Yes, everybody's 2-2.
Yeah, that's a fun little division. No good team, but all like, hey, fuck it, one of us has to win.
Right, exactly. And I
Yeah.
think there are just some fun teams. That Anthony Richardson Colts team is fun. And obviously, you got to give the boy CJ Stroud his fucking
Oh, it's
flowers. I mean,
flowers.
that
Yeah.
guy is unbelievable to start the season. If he doesn't exist, I think Puka Nakua runs away with rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year. But like the way that Stroud's moving, I mean,
Yeah.
that guy's
No,
going to
for
throw for
sure.
4,000 yards in his
Yeah,
rookie
I mean,
season.
and I mean, I don't think he's thrown an interception yet.
No, I don't think he has.
And it's
That's
like,
insane.
what? Yeah, dude, I think you fade Puka Nakua right now because if Cooper Cup comes back, you got to assume some sort of regression from Puka, or does he already have that good of a 4-game stretch to where he can have just like a decent year and it's a lock? What do you like? Outside
I
of Stroud. Outside of Stroud.
yeah, no, I mean outside of Stroud, I mean who else is out there? Like
I
Bryce
mean,
Young ain't
Anthony
gonna win
Richardson,
this thing.
if
Anthony
Richardson stays
Richardson,
alive, he'll be in the
yeah,
mix.
he will, and if he just needs to pass the ball a little bit more efficiently. But the way that he's running the ball is
Yeah.
nasty. I think he has 4 rushing touchdowns already.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I think it's just funny because Stafford just has this way of picking a guy. And like if once he
Oh
has
yeah.
his guy, like he's efficient as fuck with that guy, but that's the only guy getting fed.
Yeah.
So, but I think I think Stroud in that AFC South is really interesting.
Yeah. Well, I need fucking Jacksonville to figure their lives out because I have a future with KC. These are all division winners. KC, Philadelphia, Jacksonville, and then who's another no-brainer?
The Lions.
Oh, I think it's San Francisco.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah, that was a no-brainer, but there was no chance I was putting money on the Lions.
I get that.
It's
What do you
just, it was just, you just never know. I just didn't want to risk it. If it was today, I would put every dollar I had on it, even if it was a close race. Like after seeing 4 games, I'm like, yeah, they're good.
tell me what you think about this? Because I was thinking about this coming up this weekend. There's a ton of absolute dog shit games in the NFL this weekend. There is one, and it's Sunday Night Football, and it's Cowboys at Niners. And is this where the Niners? Is this where somehow the Cowboys show up and the Niners like this is the game that the Niners lose early in the going here?
No,
Like with Micah Parsons getting at Brock Purdy, fucking CeeDee Lamb on the other side, like an explosive offense in Dallas. Is this where the Niners got at home?
I think that there is potential that the Niners defense gets a little bit exposed, but not overly.
Mm-hmm.
And but I don't think it'll be enough for Brock Purdy. They don't fuck up. They don't fuck up. They don't throw stupid picks. They don't take dumb sacks. They have good play calling. I mean, fucking Dallas is feasted on just poor quarterback play and, just ruin lives. I don't think you're gonna get that from Purdy, so I think they will grind out. I think it'll be close though. I do genuinely think it will be close. Um,
Yeah, a tight
but
ball game. I think so
yeah,
too.
I just think that they're so dynamic on both sides, passing and running, and then they have such a good running back that can catch passes that it's just like, who do you stop? Who do you shut down?
Right.
You got to shut down 2 guys, and it's so hard to do that in the league.
You have to. I think you have to sell out to stop Christian McCaffrey on the ground
Hmm.
and just make Brock Purdy throw it. I think that's your only chance. Make
See,
him make big throws.
yeah,
Fucking lock it down, lock the box down, lock everything inside of 10 yards, lock that shit down. Say go over our head, I dare you.
yeah. I mean, the thing that's fucking crazy though is that like I think they can. I don't know. I think this might be Kittle's breakout game too, because he's been
Yeah.
so kind of a blocker, and it's like now you go to that play action, George Kittle down the seam, George Kittle out, on the rollout
Yep.
instead of like the screen passes and the fucking deep post patterns that Ayuk does so much, where
Right.
it's like you might see like the GK game, and because they just had there's 4 legit superstars. I mean, Ayuk and Debo are, I wouldn't say tier 1 superstars, but in terms of like just athletic superstars, those guys have it all. Debo and Ayuk, and then
They do.
Kittle is a stud, and obviously McCaffrey's probably the best offensive player in the league. It's like, how do you stop that?
Yeah, you can't. Let me give you uh some power rankings here and tell me if you agree with these as of right now.
Okay.
These are Sunday Night Football gave their power rankings. This is Pro Football Talk on NBC. Let's go NFC first. Niners 1, Eagles 2, Cowboys 3, Seahawks 4, Lions 5. So Niners, Eagles, Cowboys at 3, Seahawks at 4, Lions at 5.
I don't agree with those.
Would you have because the only thing to me, I understand like the Seahawks have to be in front of the Lions because they beat the Lions.
No, they don't.
And it's just tough because like where do you? Because then it goes Tampa, Rams, Green Bay,
I
but
do
they
think
don't
though.
have Washington until 10. I would
Yeah,
slip Washington up in like the 7 range. Like I think Washington's better than the Rams in the pack.
I think that I mean, you might be right on that. I think that the top 5 is correct in terms of what teams you have up there, but I would personally, and this is bold, okay? I obviously think the numbers just show that the Cowboys should be 3, but
Mhm.
I think it should be San Fran, Philly, Detroit, Dallas, Seattle.
Yeah, just because of the one Detroit win, they have the best win, I would say, out of
And not
anybody in the
even that,
NFC. I mean,
and
at this
not
point,
and not even that, just like so I
eyeball
think when
test.
yeah, exactly. Like you put I know that the Dallas defense has been so impressive and even their offense, but like they've had a absolute shit show rain game against the Giants, killed them.
Yep,
And then fucking who the hell they beat up week 2?
the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They beat the Jets up at home.
Yeah, you beat the Jets up with Zach Wilson in.
Mhm.
And then, then last week they fucking against New England. It's like
Yeah, you're right. 3
you
dog
haven't beat
teams.
yeah, and then you lose to who'd they lose to? Houston or fucking Jacksonville or who the fuck they lose to?
They lost in Arizona.
Or Arizona. Yeah, even
You can't lose that
worse.
one to Joshua
So
Dubes.
it's like, dude, like, okay, and then you have the Lions that beat KC, which is one of the more impressive in Arrowhead, one of the more impressive wins of the year so far. And their 2 wins have been in hand. I mean, against a division rival, and I don't know who the fuck else they've beaten, but it's been like pretty much wire to wire. You knew they were going to win. That
Yep.
Seattle game,
Beat the
obviously.
Falcons too. That was
Oh
the
yeah,
other
the
win.
Falcons. Yeah,
Mhm.
the Seattle game, they let it get away from them a little bit, and it just kind of was what it was. But that happens to every team.
Seattle has 22 Hall of Famers on the field whenever they come to Ford Field.
Yeah,
I don't fucking get it, but they do. And then you watch that game on Monday when they played the Giants, and you're like, Seattle's
that
okay, but they kept fucking up.
yeah. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Seattle. I think Gino can suck a dick.
I agree. I don't want to see them.
Whatever you get.
I don't want to see them in the playoffs, but
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
just because they have our number.
Yeah, and it's 100-point game every time. And it's like that's not Detroit football. Detroit
Nope.
football is like a 60-point game.
Right. Let's go. We'll
Um,
go AFC really quick, and then I'll give the Lions some flowers too, because I haven't really talked about them.
well, do you agree
AFC.
with my top 5 or no? Or do you think Dallas should still be above all those, and then just by default go Seattle over Detroit?
I do, but it's
Without
hard
being
for me.
biased.
Yeah, it's hard because I am a little bit biased, but it's also hard for me because I know how quickly a team can turn to shit in the NFL,
Mhm.
and the Lions have done that my entire life. So it's hard for me to be like, yeah, we're the 3rd best fucking team in the NFC. Eyeballs, my NFL like brain, like watching games, this team looks like a team that should like fuck up playoff teams. Like it looks like a team that's like, all right, we're gonna compete. Doesn't matter who you put on the field with us. We have guys that are gonna get to the quarterback, pass rushers. We finally have a secondary that can actually hang with people, and then on offense, we have basically a genius calling the plays, and Jared Goff's just a fucking safe guy with Demont on the ground. Like it's just everything has finally come together all at once. Where my whole life when we had Sue and those guys, we had good pieces, but for whatever reason, like we couldn't fucking run the ball. We had Calvin Johnson and Stafford, but we could not run the football. Like now, now we have these receivers coming back, and Sam Laporte has been a huge help, but like that receiving core was nothing anybody was worried about. They were worried about
Mhm.
14. Look out for Amon-Ra St. Brown. After that, everybody's like, they're not really going to burn us in the pass game. Now with JMO coming back, Sam Laporta is absolutely a guy that I think in 4 years, shout out to Gronk, he said he could be the highest paid tight end in the league. I think based on 4 games, that could very well happen. But I mean, so I like your rankings. I think the Lions at 3 makes a lot of sense to my football brain. It doesn't make any sense to my Lions brain.
Okay.
So let's go AFC Power Rankings. They got top 5. We'll go backwards this time. Number 5, the Houston Texans.
Stop it.
Oh, yeah. Number 4, the Baltimore Ravens. 3, the Dolphins. 2, the Bills. And 1, still the Kansas City Chiefs. So Chiefs, Bills, Dolphins, Ravens, Texans. Some filler. They got Jacksonville at 6, the Chargers at 7, and then the Steelers at 8. It really falls off there. Really falls off.
That is that is disgraceful. First of all, I love the Texans. I love them.
Mhm.
But the fact that they're not giving the Cleveland Browns any flowers on that is blaspheme.
Browns at 10 on these rankings.
That is unacceptable. I mean, dude, I know that they lost a fucking nail biter to the Steelers. I don't know how they lost that. And they got pumped by the Ravens without Deshaun. But, dude, with Deshaun, that team, I think, and I was talking mad shit. Remember, I was talking mad shit. I was like, how do they have Cleveland winning 10 games?
Yep.
That's the best team in that division. That with Deshaun, that team beats the Ravens because the Ravens suck dick against the run. But guess what? When you don't have Deshaun Watson, all you have to do is defend the run so they can stack everything. And then obviously Cleveland is just kind of fucked. But dude, with Deshaun Watson, I have zero doubt at home Cleveland would have beat the Ravens. And then they're sitting at 3-1 with the division lost. It's like, maybe it's because Deshaun's hurt and they don't know what his future is that they're leaving him low. That's insane that they have the Steelers over the Browns and they have fucking the Texans in the top 5 over Jacksonville and LA. I think that's bananas.
I agree. And I think we were all thinking going into this year, all right, the Jets got the best defense in the league by a mile. I think the Browns have the best defense in the league, dude.
I mean, Myles Garrett might be the defensive player of the year. Low key.
And yeah, dude, he's a freak. And then the thing that nobody even talks about is their secondary is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, disgusting. Like, if they had any kind of positive offensive pieces, they'd be fucking solid. Like, their best receiver, no offense to the guy, I love my guy, but Donovan People-Jones outside of, like, Amari Cooper, and Amari Cooper's been fucking kind of absent. So, like, and obviously Nick Chubb shattering his leg doesn't help.
I think it might be the injuries that keep, because, dude, if you have Nick Chubb, Deshaun Watson on that team, dude, I don't give a fuck what you say. David Njoku's really solid. DPJ and Elijah Moore combining for a fucking a 2-3, that's not bad. They're both like a 2.5, you know. And to me, it's I don't know. I like the Browns, and I think that they got snubbed maybe just because of injuries. Granted, this is only week 4; it doesn't matter yet.
I don't like this top 5 because I don't like the Chiefs at 1. I just don't think that. I think that reflects a what has this team done for me in the past, not a what have you done for me lately. And I don't know how you don't put the Bills or the Dolphins at 1. I think the Chiefs slide in at 3 for sure above the Ravens, and I wouldn't have the Ravens at 4, but I think you slide them in at 3, but I think you put the Bills or the Dolphins at 1, and I'd probably put the Bills there after last week.
So my thing is with the Dolphins, and I'm all over the Dolphins. I really am. I think Tua could easily be the MVP. Other than them hanging 70 on the Broncos, which I know that's impressive. Like, you win by 2 against the Chargers, you win by 7 against the Patriots.
Yep.
And then you get shit pumped by the Bills. So you play one good team and you get your shit pushed in by them, and then you beat the other decent team by 2. I don't know. I think hanging a 70 really skews that number where it's like, you know, KC lost by 1 point to another team that's 3-1. And I don't know. I can see the Bills being at the top of that list. I definitely could. Just the way they've been playing after week 1 has been obnoxiously good. But I don't know. I like the Dolphins a lot, and I want to not be biased on this.
I think the Finns have a little bit of I think they have a little bit of USC in them. They're going to put up 1,000,000 points, but I don't think that defense is what people think it is, especially without Jalen Ramsey.
Well, that's a big piece to get back because when that guy gets back, that might be. I mean,
It's
they're
a
gonna have
huge.
two.
That's massive, and that's going to help out that pass rush that is currently non-existent too. So, getting that guy back is big.
I don't know. To me they're like I feel like they might be like a Chargers 2.0 where
Mm-hmm.
like they're gonna win a decent amount of games, but they're always gonna fuck around and make it a game somehow with a lot of teams.
I just don't see this current Dolphins team getting over the hump. I think once the stage is too big, they get
Yeah,
beat up.
it's weird because I don't get why. I feel like their defense has like regressed, and I don't know how or why or what they've
I don't know.
lost.
Last year it was solid. Like Bradley Chubb was getting out there, like doing crazy shit. Like they had fucking.
That's what I'm
They were
saying. Like
they were
they're
doing
good.
well.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
if Tua doesn't die, then they're sitting there, looking at a playoff spot, like, with a legit chance. It's like I don't get why the defense is kind of not playing well. But
well, and now you got to think. I mean, they're going to be fighting for a wild card spot. That's the position they're in. They already lost that one to the Bills. That's a tough one. That's just. I mean, obviously it's in Buffalo. It's a game that's tough to win in general, but
of course.
you're behind the 8 ball and playing a fucking Chiefs team, or not Chiefs, but whoever, it might be the fucking Chiefs. Who knows? If the Chiefs don't get the 1 seed and you fuck around and you end up going to Arrowhead for your wild card game, Dolphins ain't winning that game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, unless they just have one of those like crazy games, but I feel like they got to put up just too many goddamn numbers to they got to put up too big of fucking scores to win. I don't know. I think you're down on the Chiefs because you watch them lose the one game live and you're like, eh. But I think that team, even while it's playing it's still really good.
I agree. No, and they always take a minute to get ready or to get going during the season, I think, too, as kind of the Chiefs' MO. So,
yeah.
we'll fucking see what happens as we go longer. Quickly before we get out of here, MVP. It's kind of trendy, like trendy Josh Allen, trendy CMC. Who are you thinking through 4 weeks?
Through 4 weeks.
Not through 4 weeks, like through 4 weeks. Who do you think will end up being the MVP at the end of the season?
Oh,
now that we've seen 4 weeks of tape.
MVP, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I think right now, I would say who I think is going to be the MVP. Before last week, I had Tua all day. I was like, Tua's going to be the MVP.
Yeah.
But I still think Tua might be the MVP. But just because when he does put up them big numbers, they're just so gaudy.
Well, if he keeps doing it, he can throw for over 5,000 yards and really fucking cement his spot.
Yeah. Even this last game, he still threw for 300 yards. I mean, he just didn't have any touchdowns and threw like 2 interceptions, whatever. But I want to say, I'm just going to say CMC because I would love to see a running back win it.
I'd love to see that too. And I hate the Niners. I don't know why. I just do. They're just one of those teams that I just don't like for some reason. I think it's because the Lions would always go out there and just get fucking killed. Like Frank Gore would just bash our faces in over and over and over. And I was like, dude, Frank Gore, this guy's awesome, but I hate his guts.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Niners have just always been pesky for us for whatever reason. But I'd love to see CMC win it. I just love that guy.
Yeah. I mean, you're racist, but I get it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. He was having that conversation with, I think it was Bert Kreischer. And he was like, if I put you in my backyard, do you think that I would catch you? And Christian McCaffrey was like, you wouldn't touch me. There's a 0% chance you would ever even lay a finger on me, let alone catch me. And I was like, when you think about it, he's probably definitely 100% right. There is no way that Bert or any other normal human could ever even touch Christian McCaffrey if he didn't want you to. There's no way.
Yeah, and I'm sure Bert's fucking backyard isn't a shoebox. I'm sure it's got a little bit of land where
Oh,
there's
yeah.
enough
Bert's
room for
backyard's a bad example, probably.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I like CMC. I think that'd be cool. I mean, just the numbers, the volume, the numbers that he's getting. I mean, just the way he's running the ball is insane.
Yep.
It's hard to, when you got fucking 7 touchdowns and you're touching the ball 22 to 25 times a game on a team that good. I don't know how it's not going to be him if he can even keep up a third, like 2/3 of that. The touchdowns will
Yep.
obviously slow up, but he's on LT pace right now where it's like,
Yes.
so
I love
it's
it.
crazy. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go Josh Allen just because I think maybe this is the year where he actually stays
Yeah, that's the thing.
good.
You
Because
know,
he ends up not staying
yeah,
good at some point.
exactly.
Like,
my fucking feelings about Josh Allen just doesn't
I
have
do.
that dog in him where it's like,
He-
I just don't think he can fucking keep it up.
He just doesn't have a dog face. He just has a face that's like, I'm going to melt at any moment, and I hate it. But
He's got a
I'm
face
rooting
that,
for him.
He's got a face that like, oh, I watch Bob Does Sports and fanboy over him.
Yeah.
But yet I'm still like 6'6" and 250 pounds, so I can run through most linebackers in the league where you're like, oh, like he's one of us with the body of a fucking madman,
Right. Yeah, he is. He is. He's absolutely one of us. And that's why I think I want him to win, because he is one of us. Josh Allen's one of the boys. But
very true.
Okay. That's going to be a wrap for episode 87. We think of any more obscure 87s?
No.
Okay. Jack, any thoughts to end this thing? Football?
Something about that Flacco, man.
something about that Joe Flacco. Unless one of these AFC North teams ends up picking up Joe Flacco, then we're going to be in some real trouble.
Everybody keeps talking about Lamar.
Yeah, like
everybody's talking about Lamar. What about Flacco?
Fucking backup Lamar comes in.
Yeah, backup Lamar.
All right, episode 87 is a wrap. We love you guys. We will talk to you next week. Peace.
Peace.